You're listening to What She Said podcast with Shanae Hall. Welcome to another episode of What She Said. We are here with my mama, Rhonda Frost. How you doing, Mom?
I'm doing great.
Crackhead Josh Powell over here. How you doing? You said it's a long weekend. What you got going on?
Blessed.
Blessed?
Blessed is good.
Did you go to the game? Did you go to the game and partaketh?
I did.
Oh, that's nice. It's so good. Glad you. Did you have a good time?
I had the kids with me.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful.
Talk about that later. I told you I owe you already. Now it's on camera, so you got the stamp.
Okay. Very good. So there is a conversation going around about your boy, Bill Cosby. Whom all
Starting
of us.
off with that?
Yeah. Let's just get it
That be
cracking.
my boy though.
Because he's your genre.
Oh wow! I think he's like 90.
Oh, wow.
Hey, before we go into that, man, shout out to the Atlanta Hawks, man. Good season, good year.
Yeah,
they just
absolutely.
signed Nate McMillan to a nice little extension. So, hey,
Okay.
everything looking good in the city.
You think we coming back then?
We ain't went nowhere.
Oh,
Oh,
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
all right.
ATL did their thing.
But the Bucks, go ahead and finish it off, man. I'm going to go ahead and put that on, too. My cousin finna get his first ring, so salute.
And you have two, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should have wore one since we celebrating.
Negative. Now I come, look, after they win it, I'll come in here and be on some like,
Oh, okay. Check the rings.
yeah.
All right, let's get into the topic. So, Bill Cosby was released from prison after being sentenced for sexual assault, drugging women, so on and so forth. And so people have a problem with it. Not understanding that the reason he got released is because he had actually made a deal with the DA prior to that said, hey, if you testify and you give us all this information, we are not going to prosecute you based upon the information that you give us. Well, lo and behold, they did niggas how they do niggas. Even the good old gelatin pudding pop father for us all got duped. They gave him the information and they prosecuted him. So it was going to get thrown out. It was only a matter of time. They violated his rights. So people feel a certain kind of way. And we had some dialogue about it. But when I watched Judge Joe Brown's response to the allegations from a moral standpoint, Judge said, wait, when do women have to become accountable? Check out this clip real quick.
What about these women being accountable for their own behavior? They were groupies. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, sex, drugs, rap, sex, drugs, baseball, football, basketball, movies, television. See?
Yeah, but right now I'm talking about Bill Cosby. I'm saying
we forgot what that term meant. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. The bimbos come to the party, they hang out, they get drunk, they snort lines of blow, and they have a good time. They use the hall closets to give head, the bathrooms to get down, and you go in to get your coat off of the bed, and they're laying on top of it doing somebody. See, that's what that's about. So,
yeah, but
let's not get sanctimonious.
It has to be consensual,
25,
though.
30, 40, 50 years after something was in big-time style. When this stuff started out, the sexual revolution was going on.
You heard what Judge Joe Brown had to say. I will start off by saying this, because I said this before when discussing the T.I. situation. I have seen women go above and beyond the call of duty to get next to celebrities, right? And I'm talking about regular celebrities. And I've seen women go above anything to get next to super high profile celebrities. So let's think about.
What's the difference?
The difference is
Asking
basically.
for a friend.
There's like A, B, C, D. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You talking about the reality star as compared to the series star as compared to the Drake star. There's levels to this shit. Okay, got it. Let's think about Bill Cosby in the 80s and the 90s. Bill Cosby was
That dude.
the head of everybody's household. He was everybody's father. He was the Drake. Can we call it the Drake? Who's bigger than Drake? Michael Jackson?
He was the star. He was the superstar. He was that dude.
He was an iconic person in that time period. So you can't tell me that these chicks are not flocking to his room, right?
I mean, you can look at some of the pictures and you see the white girls hanging all over him. I mean, obviously it wasn't only white girls, but yeah, you see that everywhere.
Why did you go there first?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
She threw that out expeditiously.
To use the T.I. word.
Yeah.
Right?
You got right to it. But it is true. So let me give you my personal experience that I had. So my ex-husband played in the league, right? We're in Miami together. And my husband was extremely attractive. I can't take anything from him as far as his physical looks. We're there together at Nikki Beach. And this is a club right there on the beach in South Beach, having a great time. This girl is, it's us and his friends have girls, blah, blah, blah. And then, you invite other girls into the section, whatever. This girl gets up, walks, follows him to the bathroom, and is waiting outside the bathroom when he gets out. And she says, I'm fucking you tonight.
Wow.
So my husband, being terrified that I might have saw or something might have happened, he comes right to me and he says, her right there, she said she's fucking me tonight. I'm just telling you what she said. I didn't, she followed me. So the girl comes over and he is like, this is my wife. Cute girl. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't know you guys were together. You guys are such a cute couple. But she doesn't know that he told me what just happened.
Right.
That's on a small scale. So that's the regular celebrity, if you would, football player I'm talking about. There's not even a face that you recognize.
Damn, your husband big time. Or ex-husband.
No. So let me fast forward to some big time. I've been out with other people who are Hall of Famers.
You want to address it?
Nope. And I'm going to tell you this. That's some different shit. That's some different shit. I was like, I literally saw women line up almost in a Soul Train line to walk around in circles.
Not the Soul Train line.
In circles. And he's standing like right here. And I'm trying to leave. And that's how we met. Because he was like, why don't you act like we together and this will stop. I'm like, nah, I don't want none of this smoke. Like what you got going on. And so I see what women will go through to get from point A to point B. So what they're trying to say with Bill Cosby is that Bill Cosby gave them drugs. And Judge Joe Brown said he didn't shove them down his throat. He didn't make you take them. He presented them. You took them. Now, where do you fall at as far as your responsibility for being a grown-ass woman? I don't care if you're 18, 19. These women were grown, though. They were in their 20s, right. 30s.
Right.
When do you start being held accountable for your actions and your indiscretions? Who wants to go first?
Well, part of me completely agrees with Judge Joe Brown.
Okay.
Part of me also wants to hold men accountable. But here's the thing, like you just explained, there are plenty of women, and we can go back to the Kobe case where, and I don't remember verbatim the details, but some woman goes up to his hotel room in the wee hours of the morning. Was she going up there to get an autograph? I mean, what was going on with that? And why, when you and I think about going out to clubs or traveling or whatever, and some man says, my room is such and such, what are the odds of us going up to that room?
Right.
Probably slim to none, like zero.
To none. Right. But yeah, I feel
right.
you.
Right. And then to go up there and he's offering drugs on top of that, at no point do you want to say, no, I'm good, I'm out. How's that work?
No, I was so enamored by his beauty. I took the drugs and, oh, Lord, I just didn't know that I was going to get high. I was so high.
It's going to be some people mad because we're women and we are sensitive too. I mean, if there's nothing like being sexually violated, obviously. But at the same time, there is a point to be made about being responsible. And if you're so enamored by somebody's status that you're going to put yourself in jeopardy to be in their room or in their space, and you're going to take drugs on top of that, I don't know. Some of that does fall on you.
So how much though? How much falls on you? What percentage of the responsibility? You got in the car, you drove to the house, you got out of the car, you knocked on the door, you went into the house or the hotel, you took the glass of wine, you drank the glass of wine, he had drugs on the table, you took one or two of those, or your line or whatever your drug of choice was, you partooketh in that, you partooketh. And then once you got through partakingeth, you figured out that you were
biblical word there somewhere.
You were past your limit of high. So now it's on the man's responsibility to judge how high she is and if she can consent at this point of her highness. And so now it's on the man to be the deciding factor of your level of drunkenness or whatever, like I said, whatever your drug of choice is. Is that what we're saying? That it's their responsibility?
Well, Josh, you were in the NBA for plenty of years. You're attractive and tall and all that.
Ooh, no, hold on.
I'm a Z celebrity. I'm at the bottom of the totem pole.
Did you just throw the leaf?
So no woman ever tried to talk to you while you were in the NBA.
So this first of all, I do have one question, right? And I want the people to think about this because again, I'm all big on perspectives and giving different information, right? We talk about him drugging the women, and then of course the argument is, well, he knows what he's doing, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Was Bill high? Was he on drugs? Did he drink? Nobody talks about that part of it. Mm-hmm. So then we put that responsibility on him or any man or vice versa. And how do we not know that both people are not partaking in these activities? So that's one.
Okay.
That's big.
Well, you assume that they are, I mean, both.
Partying, quote unquote partying.
There you go.
Right. But everybody who are having these emotional responses, rightfully so, nobody's talking about that.
About whether he was high or not?
Anytime any of us go out, right, and somebody else could be drunk or high or on a pill or lean or whatever, men do that, women do that.
True.
So I just want to put that out there. I'll leave that for whomever.
That is an excellent point.
The thing that strikes me the most, I want to be an attorney, by the way. I think I told you this already. But the thing that strikes me the most.
Come to law school with me. I start August 16th.
I am a fool with it. But the thing that strikes me the most, which is something that's very evident in anything, is from the level of emotion. And Judge Joe Brown was hitting on that heavily. That's the part that I need for people. We got to wake up when it comes to that. Because we just chose a president based on emotion. We choose...
I don't think I chose by non-emotion, but that's
we ain't
just
talking
me.
about you.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of folks that look like us were celebrating, drinking their wines, feeling like, oh, things about to get better and this, that, and the third.
We was just happy Trump was gone.
True.
Which, again, emotion.
There was some rage in there. So that's
But again, I understand it. But here's the thing, right? And this is where Judge Joe Brown, I don't want to disrespect, so Judge Joe Brown was coming from, is when do we operate on facts? In anything that we do, everything is so emotionally led.
Right.
That doesn't mean that Mama Frost can't feel away. That doesn't mean that Queen Shanae can't feel away. That doesn't mean that whoever can't feel away about whatever any situation is, including Bill Cosby, and that's what we're talking about.
Right.
Do I think that it was wrong? You know what I mean? There's a part of me, yes, because he knows what he's doing, right? According to what the story is. But at the same time, it is not solely on Bill. Because as you mentioned when you first started this, can present, but if you the one that decide to slide in the home plate, ain't nobody take your head and, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how many women on a Friday night looking at themselves, they done called their girls, or their girls done called them like, we finna get some action. We finna get to it. And at the same time, the women are making them plans and them calls. Y'all know what we doing. Hey, bruh, get the homies together. We finna get a section.
Mm-hmm.
We finna make it do what it do. You already know. And if you got some female partners, you know what I'm saying, bring them on through this, that, and the third. Both sides is doing it.
Right. Absolutely.
So everybody's so, you got to protect the women. They do this with their body, this, that, and the third. Man, women understand the power of the P.
Right.
And if they're using the power of the P to get houses,
He went big with that one.
Right.
cars, vacations, bags, children that they use as pawns. I can keep going.
God dang.
So if women
Shots
are using the power, and these are just facts, that doesn't mean there are some wonderful, beautiful women out there who are handling their business at home. I got to get this disclaimer because I know this is going out there, and I don't want your soundbite action. So let me go ahead and make sure I put this disclaimer out there. There are a lot of beautiful queens that are handling their business as women, as partners, as mothers, as whatever you're doing. So salute to you all. But there's still the women out there who have intentions on what they're doing and how they're doing it, and there's no shame in their game.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We still got some triple OGs playing at the 60 spot.
So, but how much responsibility? Because
I don't want to and I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard thing to do, to actually put a percentage on it. Because for me, I'm going to say it's 100 on the women just like it's 100 on the men.
We can't have 100% of 100%. So is it 50-50?
Can't have that either. Just like they said, you can't be 50-50 in a relationship. Then you got to be 100-100. That's what they saying.
Yeah, but that's not existent.
And
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. You can only
not in
have
whose
100%.
world? Because just like there's people that say, well, how do you find real love and happiness? It's there.
It's there. But so let's go back to even more recent scenarios, like dealing with the T.I. situation. You have all these women coming out saying, hey, he drugged me. I know T.I. personally, and this man is not shoving nothing down your throat. Now, it might be on the table, like you said. Now, if you decide to take one or take two or partaketh in whatever's going on, that is a choice. Now, I'm not saying all these women are lying. I don't know, because none of them have actually come forward and say their names. So
everybody got quiet when Cardi B came out and said she was drugging men and taking advantage.
she did say that.
That was something.
Literally.
Yeah. And nobody said.
And it was like what that ship sailed quick. So I don't understand, like, why do we keep giving, why does everything, let me put it this way, why does everything always have to fall on the man? And no matter what, it's like we can't do nothing wrong. You wake up black, you wrong.
That's the point of the conversation. I don't think that men should have to carry all the responsibility of every single action that I take as a woman. If I get in the car and I drive to see you.
How about this? If he takes it, he's out of pocket.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think
no.
that's pretty much like, to answer your question and just get cut and dry to it. This is mama's gum.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She put it out there, and she's like, you can have it, it's for it, whatever the case may be. Let's say she puts it out there, and then that's one easy example. Let's say she puts it out there. Go ahead and move your hand, mama. That's her gum. And I just come and I'm just like, bruh, I'm wrong.
Right.
So if there's men out here taking the cookie, regardless if you are on something or not, you're wrong. Right. Because we can't always say if the man ain't partaking in that either. Anytime there's anything out there, people are smoking or doing this or doing that. And even if they decide not to, because we don't know if a girl, like how you said earlier, how do we not know if she wasn't like, yo, you got some white? You got some pills?
Right.
Like, this is a party. Like,
right.
And people gonna provide that. Right. I done been to parties here in Atlanta, LA, New York, wherever, Australia. Them folks coming with it. It's up to you what you choose to do with it.
Absolutely.
So that I would put, if you're asking me, I'm putting more of the responsibility on the woman then, or the person that's making the decision to take these steps. You didn't just end up in Bill Cosby's suite. You had to take steps to get there. And then when it was presented, you took steps to take something that you were not familiar with. That was a choice. And so I can't blame him 9,000% and say, oh my God. And then especially when these girls are getting checks.
Can I say this too, to your point? Because you made a great point. Yeah, when it's presented, I think there's some women too, even when it's not presented, they're going to force their way into a situation.
Meaning?
Just the same way, like how a man, because if a guy wants one girl and to take one for the team situation, I can name, a few scenarios in which we ain't really tripping on her, but she like, shit, that's my girl. I got to drive her home or whatever she come up with. Come on, man. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So like there are some that can talk their way into a situation. Ain't nobody thinking about you, Queen. Go on about your business. But nah, I'm driving. I'm not. She ain't going nowhere without me. Take your ass on, man.
Won't you?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that can happen too. I just want to make sure we cover all sides, man, because it's a lot. We had that conversation too, real heavy conversation when we was just talking about the ins and outs, like the happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
When it comes to relationships, there are no rules to it. When it comes to any type of attraction between the opposite sexes and whatever the case may be, it's like all kind of things be out there happening. You know what I mean? People have intentions, people going about things a certain way, whether you want the relationship or whether you want a good time for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Women, grown women, as well as grown men, already put energy out there for the universe. You're putting it out there. So however it happens, it's gonna jump off and happen.
Right.
And I know what that's been like. I done had some nights where, man, F it. Like, pour me up and keep going.
Right.
Just like Judge Joe Brown was like, well, why don't the bartender get in any trouble when you see you got a drunk person at your bar?
Well, his was the opposite. He said, why is it the bartender's responsibility? He's like, everybody got to be responsible for other people in this society. That's his thing. He was like, now the bartender is in trouble because the bartender served you too many drinks. But not because you didn't stop drinking before you went out and killed somebody. Right. It's the bartender's fault to make sure you stop drinking. It's the man's fault to make sure you stop drinking. It's the man's fault to make sure you don't take these drugs. It's everybody else's fault to be held responsible for our own actions. And to me, it's like, is whack. You cannot keep putting everybody else responsible for the decisions that you make. And we live in a society right now that says it's your parents' fault, it's this person's fault, it's that person, it's everybody else's fault but your own. And I can speak from experience when I say I've been in those rooms. I've been at Maxim parties and all these where cocaine is piled up like gold medal flour. And that's the room I look, oh, that's what y'all doing? All right. And I keep it moving. There's nobody that's going to sit in that room that's going to say, hey, Shanae, come do this. No, nigga, what? I've been grown a long time. I'm not about to do nothing that's going to cause me harm. Now, one of the feedback that I got from a friend of mine was women can be coerced because they're so excited. They're sitting next to their celebrity, their fan, the man of their dreams. And here's what happens in women's minds sometimes. This is my dream guy. I'm sitting next to Idris Elba. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be sweet and he's going to be romantic and it's going to be, because in my mind, I'm in love, right? Like, and he's going to love me back the same way. And so I'm excited and I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have this glass of wine and he's going to kiss on me so softly and it's just going to be amazing. And then it don't happen like that because this dude is just there to sleep with you. You're not his girl. You're not on no trip. He didn't take you on no date. He don't even know your name.
Right.
So now when she gets done the way that he's going to do it, now she feels less than. And so now you walk away and because you feel like he took advantage of me or he didn't give it to me like I envisioned it,
right.
Now it's a problem. And oftentimes women come back because they're embarrassed or because it didn't work out, or because she was like, damn, you could at least gave me cab money, or you could at least did X, Y, Z. And I know girls that have slept with high A-list celebrities and didn't get cab fare. And they were offended. And I'm like, well, did you ask for cab fare? Did maybe he was drunk and he just forgot? I don't know what to tell you.
Why is that? Who made that a rule?
Cab fare?
Yeah.
I mean, that's respectable.
What's respectable for who?
You gonna sleep with her or not?
Cab?
Make sure she get home. You can't call your driver. You can't call her.
So let me ask you this: so you sleep with her and she stay? Does that mean that I expect breakfast in the morning for her to clean my crib?
No, that means you expect to give her breakfast. You ask a question.
Asking for a friend. I'm asking this one because she already know I can go to her.
Oh, okay.
You not so much.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get a different kind of vibe over here. Cause she gonna gulp first. She gonna take a break, breathe on it, and then she's gonna respond. You gonna be like, nigga, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Repeat the question, Josh.
So if you're saying it's common courtesy, a respect thing,
Yes.
to give her a few dollars for the cab,
Right. Or pay for the Uber, whatever.
Right.
You gotta make sure she get home.
and
Safe.
if she drove, I don't really know if Uber or cab is safe, but hey, if y'all are saying that, cool.
Let's
So
just
that's another
hypothetically.
I mean,
conversation.
if she drove, then I
So
guess.
if she stays and then the man says, "What's up, shorty? You gonna clean the crib? We gonna get some breakfast?" Is he wrong?
No, but the cleaning the crib is wrong. The breakfast is right. You're supposed to ask for
How is
breakfast.
that wrong? Women are
Why she gotta clean the crib?
'cause
See, Mom, go ahead, Mom.
Y'all give up
Crip
the
walk
pee.
on them, Mom.
Y'all give up the pee and y'all want the Birkin.
What?
Oh boy, don't let me. She know there's levels to this.
Oh, well.
Why you all in my face? Why you all in my face?
I'm talking to the back of the mic because you might know somebody.
Josh came to play.
That's my whole point with why I agree with Judge Joe Brown, because he's like, y'all did this and you got to check. He walked you to the cab. According to one of the women, after Bill Cosby had done whatever, he walked her, he got her a cab, he paid for it, he tipped the driver for her, made sure she got it home. That doesn't sound like
you know what that is?
Well, it's courtesy.
Because when men do this stuff to go out of their way, it's like, don't bother me, shut that shit up, and keep it pushing. That's what that's about.
Okay.
Nobody owes anybody anything, right?
Because
the women because women always use that, and then when a woman doesn't get treated the way that she thinks she's supposed to get treated or done the way she feels she's supposed to be done, which you just said that, she gonna act her ass. Don't no man want that. I don't care what his profile is, his social status, his whatever status, if he's married, single, or maybe he just got 500 million followers on Instagram. He don't want no smoke. Don't nobody got time for that. And women know that. So then women come out the woodworks with the bullshit. That's all that is. Shut your ass up and get. And then if a guy, because this happens too, there are guys that know they're dealing with somebody who may potentially run their mouth. They go the extra mile to make sure, like, shawty, you good? Right? So this is when bags come. This might be an additional trip to kind of cool it off or whatever the case may be, to shut that shit down. And then after that, it's like, all right, we good.
That's fascinating.
Y'all, listen, women know what the fuck they doing. Even women who are in relationships, this game goes deep. It ain't just women who want some shit. Even the women who are with men, married, and whatever they got going on, they still be running game on their husbands. I'm not letting y'all get a pass for that shit. Just like men are not going to get a pass for their lame, foolish behavior, in which I've had conversations with you multiple times. We'll leave it on the phone. And I call it the way that I see it, bro. That's my opinion on it.
Right.
That's foolish behavior.
Right.
Come on, King, do better. Come on, Queen, do better. That's all I'm saying. If you want to play this game, play it the right way, or don't play it at all. Leave it alone.
Right.
Either you're going to be 100 with it, or you're going to be on some bullshit. And for the most part, 97.5% of human beings, no matter their skin color, their culture, or wherever the fuck they from, they gonna be on BS. Because they don't know what they own or what they want.
97%?
That's high, man. A lot of people claim to be solid with it, and that's not the case. This stuff is cut and dry. Either you is or you ain't. You love somebody or you don't. You want to be with them or you don't. You want to have sex or you don't.
Right.
They ain't gonna sit up there and be like, well, I don't know. I ain't never done this before. Man, go sit your ass down and get somewhere. I can't stand that.
Have you heard that before?
You so...
Damn, did you put your head down?
She always know how to shut me up. I ain't finna say nothing. I don't want no smoke. Sad puppy now.
Mom, you shut him down like that?
Quit.
So are you saying that just because two people have sex, there should be no expectations whatsoever on either side?
Oh, that's not fair. Even if you're dating somebody and you're working towards something, that is why it's always good to be clear in communication where you're going. Because some women literally have the mindset, once we have sex, I sleep with you, you're mine.
That's me.
Oh, or they got this one. You went raw, you with me now.
That's me too.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
don't shoot the messenger.
Josh is just
I'm just saying.
Man.
But I'll tell you up front.
Ready.
If we sleep together, I already say that. Like, we sleep together, we go together.
But at least this is the thing.
I mean, even if I'm playing, I'm serious.
But you're saying it. So
Right.
I'm not mad at you for saying it, because then we have option B over here that'll just do it, and then all of a sudden it's like she's in a whole relationship and you don't know what the hell going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She just calling, texting, doing this, doing that. Oh, babe, and like the minute something doesn't go her way, she goes off, and it's like, where did that come from? And then she won't say it until when it's really messed up, and then all kind of other stuff comes out the woodworks, because now she done held on to this anger, these grudges, whatever. Like, she's now being vindictive and spiteful because lack of communication, when you can just say what it is. And the same thing for men. There's some men out here who behave a certain way. I'm not knocking your behavior, King, but shit, you got to speak on it. That's all I'm saying. Just be honest and communicate where you at.
But that goes to what I was saying earlier with you're using the term communication, but that's what I'm saying happens with these women. They're so enamored by this celebrity or this star, whether it's R. Kelly, which is why a lot of these women got dismissed, because it's like, wait, you stood outside the courtroom for 6 months as he was on trial for doing XYZ.
I'm disturbed about R. Kelly for so many different reasons.
But
because he's dealing with children.
But the thing is,
not
all of them were not children.
Not even that.
No.
Because
I mean,
even
18,
okay,
19.
That's fair. Let's go with what you're saying.
But hold on. Before you get into that, I'm co-signing on the fact that a lot of these women don't communicate the fact that I am here because I want a relationship with you, Trey Songz. I am doing this for you, Bill Cosby, for you, R. Kelly,
Fox.
for
Did
you,
you throw
Jimmy
a light
Fox.
address out there and then like go left real quick?
No. No.
I ain't saying it got to be personal, but it could be personal.
It's not personal at all. So I'm just giving examples of people that I know that
Look at
have
your body like this
a
right
lot
now, boy.
of that have a lot
What?
of women after them.
And
And so that's what they expect, and then that's not what they get, and so now they're offended. And then the offense comes with these allegations to follow because they didn't get what they expected to get out of the deal.
Ladies, why y'all so mad?
What?
What if we see? And here's the other thing, right? Because then y'all will come at our masculinity if we start acting like that.
Well, what?
About what?
Because if we do exhibit some of this behavior that the women be doing.
So what if you sleep with a girl and you're like, and men do this all the time. They sleep with somebody, they're like, oh my God, I'm in love with her, and she like, dude, it was what it was. Keep it moving. Now he's
He said
stalking.
in love. He said in love though. He didn't say relationship. You can be in love with somebody and not be in a relationship. Come on.
But when he turned crazy vet, stalking me, showing up with his drawers on.
Oh, you're talking about your nah. You got the fire, boom, boom. Your boom, boom fire. Oh, Lord, your boom, boom.
I'm just saying. Then they show up and you like, dude, what are you doing? You're at my job. This is not a good look.
That's because he went and slid that credit card in there.
Boy, bye.
See, you think I'm actually talking about a credit card. No, it's a terminology, right? So you got the butt cheeks, right? And then it's the meat. So when he touched that thing, skin to skin, that's swiping that credit card.
And then there's Josh. And I'm like, all right, moving on, Mom. So how was your lunch today?
Right, is there any alcohol in the building?
Look at Molly.
Well, we'll leave that there. I'm going to go on ahead unless you guys have any final words. As far as your recap on Bill Cosby and Judge Joe Brown's comments, do you want to finish it off, Mom? What do you?
Well, not so
final
much on
words.
Judge Joe Brown, but yeah, at the end of the day, women have a responsibility to be as safe as they can possibly be and to not follow strange men or people that they don't know into spaces that may not be safe. And don't take drugs if you're not into all of that. If you don't want to be out of control and not able to make your own decisions, don't do it in unfamiliar territory. Mm-hmm. And for the men who, like Josh said, if you're taking shit that somebody has said no to, then you're in violation and you need to go to jail and suffer whatever consequences those are.
Go to jail. Josh?
Remove emotion and operate on fact.
Okay.
Not because that's where it can get tricky. So let me break this down because your facts are different than her facts, which are different than mine. But I think that there's something to be said for things that are understood without them really having to be thrown out there to be made to be understood. And in Judge Joe Brown's, commentary, when he was breaking down the law and certain things like that, we can take that, and granted, everybody doesn't know the law like that, but we do understand that no means no. Mm-hmm. We do understand that people can have intentions in doing the things that they do or behave the way that they behave. Mm-hmm. We got to stop getting so defensive or responding from an emotional space because, well, the men are supposed to protect the women. No, the women are supposed to protect themselves, just like the men are supposed to protect themselves because we put ourselves in situations too. Mm-hmm. And it goes both ways. And yes, men should protect women, but women should also protect men. It takes a group effort across the board. It's not just a one-party type thing. Mm-hmm. And that's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about the village, there's a reason that we talk about that. Right. Because guess what? In a marriage or in a relationship, when I'm at 80, you could be at 20. I got your back one of them days, and then it'd be a vice versa type of thing. Right. So that's no different than when we going out. So then the other question I pose, and I'm gonna pass it on, is, well, what about your homegirl? Is that really your friend that she's putting you in these situations to have you being taken advantage of?
Right.
Like, let's start going there with it.
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you my homeboy, I got a whole bunch on the line. Don't let me do it, bro. Mm-hmm. You say you love me the way that you say. Granted, yes, grown men and grown women can do what they want, but that's the point of having a support system and all this other stuff. So we never talk about that. And you got all these people who are coming forward. And lastly, I will say this. Women, if something happens, don't hesitate. Don't take your time. Don't let 5, 10, 20, 30 years go by.
Right.
Come on,
right.
man.
Right.
30 years done went by. You done moved on. You done had kids, grandkids, all kind. Like, this is what I'm saying, Queens. Come forward when you feel like somebody has done something, because this can also make those rules better instead of having people always question y'all when you feel like you've been touched or violated. Mm-hmm. Then nobody will question you when you've been really genuine and transparent on, hey, so-and-so did this to me at work. Mm-hmm. It ain't about the money.
Right.
He's wrong for what he did. I want him to pay for what he did.
Right.
Period. Right. And then guess what, fellas? We need to start, because it ain't no whole nigga shit. Excuse my language. It ain't being a bitch nigga or fuck nigga. Start protecting yourself by using the rules and the laws that's out there. That's
Right.
the thing that could be done on both ends.
Right. And use a condom too while we're using stuff.
Nick Cannon.
Okay.
On that note.
So let the women come out with the rubbers too. Go both ways.
On that note.
So it's just on the men. The men gotta have the rubbers all the time.
No,
Yes,
you're right.
they do.
Women can bring condoms too.
You don't know what sizes. You
That's
might
true.
bring the wrong size.
Just
That
buy
ain't
a
no
box
one
of
size
different
fits
sizes.
all. It's some people out there need the blue drawstring condoms, and
So
they
you know
come
what
out with the Magnums.
you know what that'll do for you then? If size is what you own, then that'll help you not have a body on your record.
What's that? What you talking about?
You know,
I'm saying
that'll be one less
bring
body.
your own condoms.
Bring that one size fits all, boy. That grande, if that's what you own.
Yeah, but then it be slipping off, and you like,
Then-
damn,
then-
it sound
then-
like a trash bag,
okay, then
ruffling around in there.
Then you know
like,
what?
But I ain't.
Then you
I'm
know
just
what?
come cut what I heard.
Mama
heard
Frost.
from a friend.
Mama Frost. I got a headache. I think I need to get up. It's time to go. Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah. So I'll just say this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Ladies, take responsibility for your actions. Self-esteem, self-respect goes a long way. And if you're in a situation where you feel like you have to do something in order to get this person's attention, that's probably not the person's attention that you're going to need anyways. And it damn sure ain't going to be there long term, because anybody's attention that you really need in your circle will not make you feel like you need to use drugs in order to be in their presence.
Absolutely.
So that's just one sister to another. I appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Catch us every Thursday now. What She Said. Again, check out all of our Instagrams. Follow us, comment, and let us know what topics you want to talk about. If we're missing something, hey, Sinead, hey, Josh, let's talk about this next week. We're always open to your opinions and ideas. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. Take care. See you when I see you.